Well, here, Little Bug, is something we haven't done for a while. How about we read a book? It's called Zoe and Sassafras. Mare, horses, and bubbles. What do you suppose it's about? These days, my cat Sassafras and I are desperately hoping we'll hear our barn doorbell. I know most people are excited to hear their doorbell ring. It might mean a present or a package delivery or a friend showing up to play. But our doorbell is even more exciting than that because it's magic. When it rings, it means there's a magical animal waiting outside our barn, a magical animal who needs our help. My mom's been helping them basically her whole life, and now I get to help too. Chapter 1, Looking Underwater. A shadow caught my eye, and I ran to the window. Was that? No. It was just a crow, I sighed. Our baby dragon friend, Marshmallow, had returned to his life in the forest weeks ago, but I was hoping he'd come visiting again soon. Really soon. The sooner the better. I sighed and rolled a giant tube back and forth on our dining room table with one hand while I searched the sky for Marshmallow, just in case. Ow, hey, that's my hand, I yelped. Sassafras must have been aiming for the rolling tube, which he probably thought was not alive. But his needle-sharp claws landed on my poor hand instead. You're not even supposed to be on the table, stinker, I said as I lowered him to my lap. Meow, he complained. He slipped his front paw onto the table one at a time and looked up to see if I'd noticed. I had, but I decided to let him stay and watch. Just a little longer before we go to the stream, Sass. With my underwater viewer, I'll be able to see all the bugs at the bottom of the stream really well. I'll be the best stream bug hunter ever. Urgh. The piece of plastic wrap I had grabbed from the kitchen wasn't big enough to fit over the end of the tube. I picked up Sassafras and set him on my chair. I patted his head and said him, I'll be right back, and then we can go. I pulled the plastic wrap out of the kitchen drawer, heard a yowl from the dining room. Meow. I shook my head. That silly cat. I checked the dining room, but I didn't see Sassafras anywhere. Bonk. I looked down at the floor. Something moved. The plastic tube for my underwater viewer was now under the table. How did that get there? I bent down to pick it up, and it turned toward me. My cat's face peered at me from inside the tube. Oh, Sassafras, you're not supposed to shove your whole head inside the viewer. You just look through it. I gently wiggled the plastic cylinder off my cat's fluffy head. His head popped out, and he rubbed against me and purred. You're welcome, goofball, I said, ruffling his hair. Maybe we should leave the underwater viewer to me from now on, huh? Meow. Sassafras agreed. We sat back down at the dining room table, and I got to work. My mom had cut the bottom off a plastic jar to make it a tube with an opening big enough for me to look through, and also big enough for my cat to get his head caught in. I carefully smoothed the plastic wrap over one end of the tube and stretched. 3 rubber bands went around the outside. Ta-da! My viewer was done. Now all I needed was some stream water. I gathered up my things, heard the bushes rustle outside. I ran to the window, hoping that it might be my monster friend, Gorp. But this time it was only a squirrel. I sighed. Should I stay home in case the magic doorbell rang? Sassafras bumped his head into my leg and meowed impatiently. He was right. Waiting wasn't going to make a magical creature appear. Besides, I might be even more likely to run into Gorp in the forest, and I could see the sky just as well. Maybe even better. Down at the stream. I made up my mind. Mom, Dad, I hollered, Sassafras and I are going to the stream now. Okay, Mom yelled back, but remember, no whining when I call you back for lunch. Me? I giggled and headed out the door. Well, Little Bug, that's it for today. Chapter 1 of a new book. I hope you'll come back tomorrow. I love you.